Hi everyone, it's Lindsay from Fresh Nutrition. Tonight I wanted to talk to you about how to open a conversation with your child about school in a way that is likely to get a better answer than okay or fine, which is often what we find when we say, "How was school?" How was your homework? Or do you have any homework? Yeah, got some, not got any, completed it. That's about it. What we actually want to know is what made our child happy? What caused them stress? What experiences did they have that they can learn from? Now, if we ask a young child, what experience did you have that you can learn from? They're probably going to go, huh? So you need to phrase it in such a way that they're going to understand. So one of the first that I really like is, what made you smile today? And it can be anything in their day. It might be something really huge, or it might be just this tiny little thing. It might be that someone shared their apple with them and they had it cut up and shared it. Or it might be that they were finger painting for the first time. Or it might be that their teacher has shown them how to do something and they got it first time and were really happy. So, what made you smile today is something that you can ask your child, and it's also something that you can tell your child a response to and start sharing things about your day in a different way. So, if someone was to ask me what made me smile today, it would be my sausage dog Sizzle bouncing around all over the floor and being really excited to see me when I came back from my shopping trip. Another one that I really like, which can apply for all age groups, is, can you tell me an example of kindness that you saw or showed today? So you might see somebody gifting something to someone else, or you might see someone fall over and your friend or you helps them up, maybe gets the grit off of their knees or picks up their bag or does something to help them, and that's an example of kindness. And that can apply to anyone that they've seen. So it might be a classmate, it might be a teacher, it might be another member of staff in school, it might be someone at one of their extracurricular activities. And again, you can reciprocate. And kindness is something that we don't always have enough of in the world. And getting people to spot kindness very often also makes them aware of whether they're being kind and how they can improve that in themselves. If you start to develop that from someone as a young child, then by the time they are an adult, they're going to be used to being a kind person, to giving kindness and encouraging it in others. If you want to know more about your child learning, there are different options that you could try. I like, what did you do that was creative today? And this can apply to several different subjects. You might have created a new compound that you haven't met before in chemistry. You might be creating an apple pie in cookery or home economics. You might be creating layers of wood stuck together with a particular wood adhesive glue that you've never met before that has to maybe be clamped in place. That could be something that you've created. You could be creating a Word document in your computer class for the first time. So there are lots of different ways that you can create and find out more about what your child is learning without it having to be too stressful. Bella, it's okay. Bella, you're all right. She's making lots of squeaking noises. What she has created today is lots of hairs on the blanket beside me because she spent so long tutoring with me. Another one that I like is, who did you sit with at lunch? So most children sit with someone. They might sit with the same person every day, or they might sit with different people. It gives you an eye into who they're friends with, who they're not friends with, if it's suddenly changed. Or if nobody's sitting with them, then are they lonely? Are they not able to communicate with others to say, can I sit with you? Or is it okay? Or do you want to share our lunch? You might be able to open a conversation there about why they're by themselves, or why they're always only with one person, for example, to just be a little bit more aware of your child's social development. If you want to know what they've been learning, tell me something you know today that you didn't know yesterday. And it might be something that they've learned in class, it might be something that their friend taught them. You might find out that they've been practicing pranks on someone and that's the new thing. that did actually come up in a lesson this morning. Someone has told me about a prank that they play on their teacher, which I'm going to have to be aware of now. But you can learn a little bit more about their personality and what they feel is important to them in their learning. So if they're always telling you about what they learned in science class and never telling you what they learned in French, then that gives you a bit of an understanding of the fact that they like science and they don't really like French. Another one that you can look at is about their learning is what was the hardest thing you were taught today? Or what was the easiest thing you were taught today? So for lots of students, there are topics that all feel pretty much the same when they're learning them. And then there are some that will challenge them more and others that they will find remarkably easy. So it's a good way of gauging how much they're engaging in their lessons and how much they feel they're getting out of it. If you are worried about your child's behaviour in school, they've gone up a year, they've maybe started with new classmates, they've maybe changed schools, and you want to know a bit more about how it's going on, you might want to ask something like, what was the hardest rule to follow today? This is a great one to find out if there are regularly rules that your child finds difficult to follow. And that might be just because they don't understand the rule, and you might need to explain it to them. But it might be they have a particular need that isn't being met in a sensory way. And, for example, sit still, be quiet. It might be really difficult for someone who needs that movement to be able to feel calm and settled. So that's a good way of knowing how things are challenging for them or not. Finding out kind of an overall about the day, there are several that you can try. If you could change one thing about your day, what would it be? And it might be something like, I wore the wrong shoes and I wasn't comfy. Or it might be, I didn't eat all of my lunch and I got really hungry in my last lesson. Or I got into trouble for not doing enough English work and I didn't like being in trouble. So you can gauge kind of normal life experiences as well as how things are going in school and get an idea of whether your child feels certain things need changed or whether it's just a want, a whim. Okay. Another one is, what kind of person were you today? Did you feel like you were your best self? So this is a great way of finding out if they feel like they have behaved themselves, if they have been a good learner, if they have taken care of their personal hygiene and health properly, going to the bathroom, washing their hands, eating their food. Did they show any kindness to anybody else? Did they show any meanness to anybody else? Were they helpful for their teacher, or did they make their teacher frown? These are all different things that you can phrase in different ways and get lots of different answers to. And I think I said different too many times in that sentence. I'm going to do a video soon about vocabulary and all of the other words that we can use instead of using very and really and like. So watch out for that one as well. Let me know how these conversation starters went for you. If you think there's any really glaringly obvious ones that I've missed, then please let me know. And if you think that actually some that I've suggested worked really well, I'd love to hear about it. And if there was something that you thought, actually, no, that really didn't work for us, that was an awful conversation starter, let me know that too. Alright, I am going to go and play with my puppy, because that's what makes me smile. Have a great day. Bye.